Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry I'm late, but we just came from a meeting with all of our employees, and we were dealing with the problems that they have. Many of you know that I spent many years here in Detroit. The last 18 hours I have been in Dearborn and Detroit, and I think those are the most difficult years that I've spent in the city. I'd like to take a few minutes to outline for you some of the things that I've been doing since I arrived yesterday afternoon. Of course, my first concern is for the victims of this very senseless act of violence. And I wanted to be in Detroit and Dearborn to talk to the people who were victims and to talk to the families of all of the people. Last night I met with Bruce Plum and Glenn Gay at Oakwood Hospital and some of their family members. As all of you know, Mrs. Brandstetter had undergone surgery early in the afternoon and was in the intensive care unit, so I didn't see her. Nor did I have the opportunity to meet with the family of Gary Monteith yesterday to express my sympathy, but I will do that later today. As I was leaving Washington yesterday, I also learned of the other act of senseless violence at our post office in Dana Point, California. The Postal Service's Chief Operating Officer, Joe Caraveo, flew there last night and is representing me there now. Joe had been the senior postal manager in the Western region for several years before joining me in Washington, and I plan to go there this afternoon. My immediate concern yesterday and today is to provide the special support that our employees in Dearborn and Dana Point need during this difficult time. We had crisis professionals on site here within 2 hours yesterday. Employees have received counseling and the opportunity to discuss their feelings. Yet, company after company has learned that locked doors, security systems, and counseling professionals have not eliminated the senseless violence that we saw yesterday. There's too much violence in society. Workplace confrontation as solution to problems has to stop. The question remains, how do we deal with employees who are identified as potentially violent but have taken no actions on which management or the authorities can act? For example, very early this morning I learned of a letter Mrs. Brandstetter wrote to local management in Dearborn. That letter came to us about 6 weeks ago. Indeed, she expressed fear for her safety and singled our Mr. Jason. Within 36 hours, postal inspectors, who are federal law enforcement officials, and postal management interviewed Mr. Jason. Their professional judgment was that Mr. Jason was lucid, rational, and did not pose a threat. We do treat all threats of violence in the workplace serious. The dilemma we face in a free society is that the mere presence of a psychiatric disorder or the potential for violence is not cause for disciplinary actions against an employee. Unless a person is found by psychiatric professionals to be specifically dangerous or take some inappropriate or even extreme action, neither we or other authorities can act. As I said a few minutes ago, I don't have all the answers now. I probably never will, but I can assure you that I'll do everything that I can to prevent this from happening again.